three-pointer.
Hi, and welcome to Inside IUE Sports. I'm John Dalton. Well, we're coming in hot this first episode of the season with longtime soccer coach, women's soccer coach, Shane Meredith. Shane, take it away.
My name is Shane Meredith, and I'm the women's soccer coach here at IU East. And I'm super excited to introduce my team members to you all and share some of my thoughts about this upcoming season. First up, we have Olivia Hentz, a freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, Pike High School. She is one of our goalkeepers, and we're super excited. She is an athletic young woman who's also had a lot of minutes playing some hoops over at Pike. Mary Brewington is our other newcomer in goal this year. Mary is from the Lawrenceburg, Indiana area, played for my longtime friend and coach, Greg Deutsch at Cincinnati United Premier. We're excited about Mary being here and what she brings to the program. Kylie Bunker, a tremendous athlete and physical specimen. She is growing every day into how we want to play and establishing herself. We need to get Kylie a little bit more comfortable away from the ball and finding spaces that we can more easily get her on the ball. But once she does that, she's going to do good things for us. Rachel Elizondo. Folks, don't mess with Rachel. She was third last year in the state wrestling championships in Ohio. But she's here to play soccer for us, and Rachel has the ability to play wide up front or wide in the back. She is a real competitor on the field and brings a lot to training sessions, works so hard, and is an athletic young woman that we expect good things from. Emma Haskell, always smiling. There she is, always smiling and working hard. I feel so bad for Emma in that she's battling through these blisters, and most people would be sitting out of sessions because she struggles even to walk with shoes on, but she doesn't want to sit. She's a warrior. She's another person that has the ability to play various positions for us. Super excited that Emma's here, and we're going to see good things over the next 4 years from Emma. Abby Welch from Northern Kentucky. Abby plays in the back, outside back. She's had a couple days that didn't look like a freshman, more like a sophomore or junior. Absorbing what we're trying to do and how I want to play at the back on both sides of the ball when we have it and when we don't have it. And she is a strong tackler and excited to have another great citizen on the roster. Tori Martino in for her 10th year here, I think. No, that's a joke. Tori is taking her COVID year. We're so excited about it. Finishing up another degree in social work and psychology. Has been a real leader for us. Produces a lot of chances for some people. This preseason, just so impressed with what she is doing in front of goal. She's finishing balls that in the past she wasn't. She obviously put some time in this summer and excited for her last season. McKenna Kleinrichard. McKenna spent some time, I spent some time trying to figure out how we're going to use McKenna last year, and maybe we're settling in on her playing up top for us. Her movement off the ball that I talked about with Kylie Bunker. Right now, McKenna's movement off the ball, the spaces that she's showing in, the timing of her in the spaces has been impeccable. She's going to do great things for us up top, and another real competitive person. take her off the field, and she is a real sweetie. But on the field, she's going to compete and battle for everything. Abby Watson, please don't call her AJ because she'll get mad at you. Abby is taking her COVID year as well. Will be graduating this December. She is from England but has spent time in Texas and Florida, and she is in many ways the soul of this program, always laughing, always smiling, always changing things up and keeping people on their toes. And Abby's going to be up front for us, and she has shown that in front of goal, she's going to produce some chances and hopefully score a lot of goals for us this year. Jordan Miller. Jordan, unfortunately, is recovering from some surgery. She probably won't see any minutes for us this year because of that, and we're going to miss her a ton. But she is still making an impact in the program. She's taking on a leadership role, willing to do some things that I ask of her. Let's not call her a manager, but she helps me out a ton as kind of a student assistant, and she's going to take her time and rehab that injury, and when she gets back on the field, we'll be better off for it. Kara Barlow, a true senior, and so Kara is, she has come in and I believe started every year for us, has held down the midfield for us in what a lot of people term the number 6 role, or the holding mid, plays deeper in the midfield. Somebody that we want to get on the ball as an outlet from backs, center backs, playing forward, or the outside backs playing her diagonally. And so she can kind of be a quarterback of this team. And Kara works really, really hard and is another great personality. And so we're excited. Kara's going to be anchoring our midfield. Grace Harris is, she's an outside back for us. I texted her this summer and said, hey, we might play you higher up the field and be in the midfield. And she's like, I'll do anything you want, just don't put me in goal. And but what she provides from us at the back, not just defensively, but when we're on the ball and her getting forward, she's fit, she's creative, and we're just tickled with having Grace in this program. Ava Whitrock from Cincinnati, Ohio. I grew up with her uncle, Chris Whitrock, so there's a shout out to you, Chris. Ava played for the TFA Jay Kiley, and that team has gone to nationals, I think, the last 3 years. Ava also won a state championship at Mount Notre Dame High School in Cincinnati, where she was a winger, and her pace sets her apart from a lot of people. But we're going to probably use her as a center back. She's going to help us play a little bit differently than I played in the past, just because of her pace and her durability. And she's just a wonderful human being, and we're so excited what she gives us. Denise Davalos. Denise had some obstacles last year, and has worked tremendously hard over the past year and getting herself more fit and working on some things, and rarely do you have somebody that goes to college and transforms themselves into a different player or a different person or whatever. And Denise was a great person last year, no doubt about it. But I can't tell you how proud I am of Denise. And right now she is playing out of her mind. She will be up front for us probably, though I recruited her as an outside back. Again, Denise is worked extremely hard, and it's going to be impossible to keep that kid off the field. Sarah Curry, another person who's put in some work this summer, even though she had an internship down in the Louisville area. Didn't stop her from working out, getting herself more fit, and that's what she needed to do. She will never win an Olympic gold for the 100-meter dash, but Sarah is without a doubt one of our best soccer players, and so her putting in some work this summer is going to pay off. I think we're going to see more of Sarah this year, and again, a great character to have on this team, always keeping people smiling and having fun, working hard, and again, we're excited to see what Sarah can do in our front line. Riley Meyer, yeah, number 1, Riley Meyer from Princeton High School in Cincinnati. Riley is, we have a new little tradition here. She gives me a high five before every practice. That smile is contagious. She's another one that off the field, and she's the nicest human being. But then you roll a ball out, and all of a sudden she has an alter ego, and she wants to compete and play. She's behind a couple people that for our back line, but she's going to grow into that role and that position, and might be such where all of a sudden we move players around a bit to make room for her. So that's Riley Meyer. Morgan Grudich. Morgan, her father, by the way, will be helping Isaiah out from time to time, I think, on the broadcast crew. We won't hold it against him that he's a Man City fan, but Morgan played all over the place last year, and she did so happily, but maybe to the detriment of her development. And that's not on her, but that was on me. We needed her up front or in the midfield or at the outside back. And now she's solidified herself in the middle of the midfield, playing tremendous, always fit, always working hard. So yeah, Morgan is, you're gonna know who Morgan is for sure. Morgan Grudich. Sophie Polabel. Talking about Sarah being one of the best players, Sophie Polabel is a soccer junkie. She always has a ball at her feet. She is right now nursing a little bit of an injury. Might take her some time to get on the field. That's not due to her effort or anything. It's us being safe and precautious with her knee, and but once she gets healthy and all that, we're going to have to find ways to get Sophie on the ball, and because she's creative and shares with people and helps circulate and create great rhythm for us. Kaya Haberkorn is a transfer from University of Indianapolis. Kaya will be a center back for us. She brings great leadership. She probably possesses the highest IQ on the team relative to soccer. I don't want people to get mad at me here and saying she has a higher IQ than everybody else. But on the soccer field, she's a coach on the field, and it is going to help the team right away as we grow with so many new faces, 11 new faces, I believe. And so along with that, Kaya possesses great range of passing. And so I think we're going to be able to get some players higher up the field because she has the ability to touch a ball and then strike a ball 40, 50 yards accurately and find somebody in space. So Kaya, you're going to notice Kaya. She is a very good player. Maggie Bischoff. Maggie is from Noblesville, Indiana. She is another one of our super personalities, usually laughing and carrying on with the gang. A very technical player, a very savvy player, having played for Jamie Gilbert at FC Pride and those great teams over there. Maggie knows how to play, and hampered a little bit by an injury, which has kept her out, but she's still getting to know the other players and finding the rhythm in the midfield. But Maggie is another great addition to who we want to be when we have the ball, and so Maggie Bischoff. Vanessa Temple, businesslike. You know, I was worried about her for the first few sessions because she wasn't smiling a ton, and I was worried that she wasn't enjoying herself or whatever. I've soon come to know that that's Vanessa. She smiles off the field or when you sit and have a sandwich with her, but she is all business on the field. She loves to play. She loves to compete. She has confidence, and I think she's going to be our starting right back. And for a smaller young lady, she has great range to her passing, can whip some crosses in, will get down and dirty with some tackles. We're going to see great things from Vanessa Temple, and when I say she's businesslike, I love that. I love that, and Vanessa is going to be, like I said, a great addition to that back line. Emma Nunley, from another one of our Fairfield, Ohio contingent, along with Shelby and Grace Harris. Emma stepped in last year when we needed her in the back line as a center back, where she has always played in the center of midfield. She did tremendous at the center of the back, and so she will be in that rotation with Kaya and Ava and Riley and whomever else might garner some minutes there. But we might try to sneak her into the center of the midfield too, because she's got energy, she buzzes around, she will win balls and give them up fairly quickly. And so we got to find our role for Emma, and that might be, shall I say, a couple different roles, but Emma's going to be on the field for us, and another great human being that I'm so happy and blessed to be surrounded by every day. Shelby O'Leary, Fairfield, Ohio. Yes, Shelby is going to be up front for us. We played her in the center of the midfield a little bit last year. Her energy, her pace is dangerous, and we need that closer to goal, and I think Shelby is doing great things, and as long as she's healthy, she's going to be getting on the ball and running at people, and more of a creator than anything else. She might still be the all-time assist leader at Fairfield High School, but that's who she is, buzzes around and creates havoc for the other team's back line. And that's our 2022 soccer roster. We'll be back in just a few minutes, and I'll talk about my expectations and things I'm looking forward for this upcoming season.
All right, everybody, huddle up. Team, it's been a tough season, but with these new cutting-edge plays, we'll stay top in the league. Great assist in that last total hip replacement. Keep them clean, keep them pain-free. Focus on orthopedic fundamentals, flexion, extension, and rotation. Let's get movement back in those joints and patience back on the field. Now, who's with me? Let's go.
Reed Orthopedics, right beside you.
The Wayne County Historical Museum is home to all kinds of unique items and artifacts. Everything from antique printing presses and locally built airplanes to a stairway to nowhere and even a mummy, all of which help educate people about the incredibly rich history of our county and beyond. But preserving and sharing our history is a community effort, and nobody knows that better than First Bank Richmond.
And we're doing historically great things together.
Hi, welcome back, and I want to spend a few minutes and share with you some of my thoughts for the season, some of the things I'm looking forward to, and all of that. And one of the things that I alluded to is we have 11 new players on this team, and that. That's a recipe for losing some sleep at times as a coach, but also it's super exciting to infuse these personalities and these players and blend them with the returners and try to shape this team into what we're capable of doing. And so, you know, if I start at the very back is a goalkeeper. So for the first time in 3 years, or 4 years, we're gonna have a new goalkeeper. And that's going to be a freshman, and whether it's Olivia or Mary, and they're very capable, but they're first years, and we're going to need a great deal of work from them and some consistency that they're capable of, but we'll be looking for that. And the back line, Grace is still going to be there for sure, but now all of a sudden we have Ava in the mix that I talked about, Ava Whitrock and Kaya Habercorn, two tremendous players, but very different in their own right, in that Kaya is tremendous in the air. Kaya is an orchestrator. She's got range to her passing. She probably isn't going to make a ton of runs forward, but is going to be on the ball, and we want her on the ball. And next to her will be Ava, who has, hey, she's got great pace, and I jokingly say all the time, her horsey's faster than everyone else's. She's got great pace, and she will probably get forward from time to time, where in the past, maybe we don't want our center backs going forward a ton. But that also with Ava and her pace, that allows Grace and Vanessa and Emma Haskell or Abby Welch or whoever's on our outside to maybe get higher up the field from time to time because we have that safety valve of two center backs, that one with pace and one with just a great IQ. And so I'm getting out of my comfort zone a little bit in giving some freedom to our outside backs a little bit more. And also with that, I think you're still going to see Kara, maybe a little bit of Morgan in the back of the midfield, holding deeper, closer in with our center backs. And I don't think that's going to change. But I do think we're going to be able to get Tori Martino having an attacking mid, maybe Morgan, you know, Maggie Bischoff, you know, whoever else is in the midfield, for them to start getting higher earlier and create more of a forefront rather than a three front and that type of a thing. So maybe a little too technical or tactical for some of you folks, but these are little things that, you know, I'm excited about. As we go day to day to practice, it's like I get nervous out there because it's like, okay, I'm tweaking a lot of what I've done in the past and who we're going to be, and the players are going to help me define that. I'm not just out there and say this is exactly how it's going to be. We're going to figure this out, and it's going to take us some time. And having said that, our schedule for this season is the toughest it's been. And we start off right away with a few Crossroads Conference teams that are very good. And we're going to take our lumps, I think, from time to time this season. We're going to see some growing pains. But this group has the ability. This group has the mentality to, I think, to get beyond some struggles. And every season provides some struggles, whether it's injuries or new people in the lineup or whatever. But not all teams are able to overcome those and get better. And I think that this season you're going to see a group of young women that are going to be on point most every game, most every minute. They're going to be fighting and competing and all of that. So when I say fighting and competing, I also want them to do so in a very mature fashion. We're going to conduct ourselves where we feel proud of who we are and how we represent the school and the athletic department. So, and along with getting out of my comfort zone, we've used some donor money, and we've gone in, and now the old guy Shane is got to get on technology a little bit. We're going to have a video camera that we're going to be able to live stream games, but also be able to get in-game stats. We'll also have some GPS units that the players can look at their own data. We can also compare data from similar positions or similar players, and also look at workloads and are we overusing somebody or are we underusing somebody? And both of those things can lead to injury, underuse or overuse. And so those type of things I'm really looking forward to growing as a coach, playing differently, and but also using some technology and growing that way and trying to develop a team that we're ready to play at the end of October and November much better than we're playing right now. Hey, thanks for tuning in, everyone, and I certainly hope you will have a chance to get out and see at least one game this year. Please note our schedule is really good, but we've taken on some more games over at Eaton, Ohio, so that our Ohio contingent and fans over there, it's a little easier for them to see. So check our schedule for some great competition, but we'll also be over at Centerville, Indiana again, as well as, like I said, some Eaton, Ohio games, and I hope to see you out, and feel free to come over after games and say hello.
Thanks, Coach. Looking forward to this season. Another great year of women's soccer. And that'll wrap it up for this time. We'll see you next time on Inside IUE Sports.